It's playoff time in Oklahoma City, and InsideThunder.com presents the Thunder Game Report, powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance Agency, giving you the best value for your insurance dollar.
Coach, was it surge and a lot more from their defense that you saw tonight against your guys?
Surge played well. I thought that our defense was pretty poor. I thought our first half was probably the poorest defense we played in a very long time. We weren't there for the roller on pick and roll, fouled shooters, pickup points were bad, so on and so forth. It was a bad half. It was a miracle that it was a one-point game with 40 seconds to go in the first half, from my perspective. The only thing that kept us in the game was Manu made those threes.
Coach Michael Kenny, Norman Transcript. Can you just talk about the impact Serge had, especially defensively in the paint?
Serge is always great in the paint. He blocks shots, he changes shots. He did a fine job.
What do you think was difficult for Tony tonight compared to the first two games?
I don't know.
Jackson has struggled defensively at times this year, seemed to be okay today, and if he can play solid defense, then they're very tough to deal with because he's such a good offensive player. Did you not take advantage of him being on the court with your offense?
No, we don't run an offense to take advantage of, Reggie or a single individual. That's just not the way we're built. We're not an isolation team. We're not a one-on-one team. We can't play that way. So, we win or lose them, as a group. And I thought tonight that, along with the defense being poor, I thought they were much more aggressive. I was very disappointed that we didn't come out with more of a foot in the neck sort of attitude. They killed us on the board. They beat us in 50-50 balls, and that's very disappointing to me. That's not the way you approach a game.
Bob, Manu went to the locker room. Manu went to the locker room late in the fourth quarter. Is he good or physically okay?
He'll be fine.
Okay.
Or he's out for the rest of the playoffs. You still got to have some fun, even if you lose. Come on, it's basketball. Yeah, we wanted to win, but I want to laugh too. Make sure Sammy gets that.
Manu, first of all, could you give us a report on your foot or injury or whatever it was you had?
No, I'm just sore on my left foot. It's been going on for a while. Okay. There are some games that I'm worse, some others that I'm okay. No big concern, though. It's not something new.
Okay. First half, can you talk about what Pop called the worst defense that y'all have played in this playoff run?
Yeah, we were pretty bad. Sometimes, the opponent scores because they are talented and because, it can happen. We are, good players. They are very talented. But the amount of mistakes that we made in the first half were way too many for a conference finals. So we really didn't bring the concentration and the aggressiveness today. And they made us pay. They are not a team that, if you just give them a half or if you just trot down and up the court, they're going to let it go. We know that to beat them, and especially here, we got to bring our A game, play really hard for 48 minutes and be really mentally prepared. And today we were a little lagging.
Manu, Durant and Westbrook had said before this game that they needed to play better. They seemed to play a lot better on both ends of the court. Do you feel like that was them? Did Ibaka free him up? What did you see out of those two tonight?
It was a combination of things. They really needed this game. They knew that nobody came back from a 3-0. and they brought all the emotion. I think we took the first hit pretty well. With 1 minute to go on the half, we were tied or down 2 and not playing well. So we were okay. We took the hit fine. We just couldn't sustain it. We didn't bring the aggressiveness that they brought. They killed us at the boards. That was a huge difference. And we, as I said before, we were always a little slower. We didn't find the teammates open outside as we did in the previous 2 games. So there were too many mistakes that combined gave us these results.
Manu, can you talk about Serge Ibaka's impact as you saw it out there?
He was incredible. For having sat for a while and being considered out, he started the game hot. He made a few jumpers. We had to adjust. But again, as I just said before, we took the hit well, considering the emotion that he brought to the game because of his absence in the first 2. They were making the first shots, but we sustained it. We were tied. So for sure, he's a great player, and he provided them with a lot of things, not only mid-range shots, but defense. So no, he really helped them.
Manu, este tercer juego fue muy diferente a los 2 primeros, sobre todo ofensiva y defensiva. ¿Qué fue lo que se dio? ¿Qué crees tú que ha sido el punto Serge Ibaka en la cancha? ¿Qué sucedió hoy?
Yo creo que Serge Ibaka fue importante para ellos. Les dio seguridad y tranquilidad, pero no creo que la diferencia de 20 puntos haya sido por Ibaka. Los ayudó, pero el tema es que no jugamos bien. Jugamos un partido muy pobre, tanto en ofensiva como en defensiva. Ellos trajeron más intensidad, nos ganaron por gran margen en el rebote, así que nos jugaron definitivamente mejor y nosotros, si no traemos nuestro mejor juego, no podemos ganar acá. Tenemos que jugar realmente muy bien.
Manu, how do you think you pick up the pieces after this one? What is it going to take?
Well, hopefully we realize that if we're not intense, if we're not very sharp, and we hustle like crazy, we're not going to win here. So there are a few things that we got to do better. Maybe we thought that it was okay and we're going to win here, or playing so-so. No, it's not going to happen. So they show us the reality. And hopefully we react for Game 4 and we play a much better game.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Reggie Jackson's in the starting lineup tonight, played more than he usually does. What difference does he make when he's able to play 30, 35 minutes?
Usually if you are a bench player, it's hard to play 30-plus minutes, because you usually miss the first 6 minutes of every half, and then you can sit for a minute. So that's what I guess Brooks tried to do, just bring more scoring ability to the starting lineup, and I guess it worked. He did well, but again, I think that the difference in intensity was the biggest key. Not X's and O's particularly. When you see 50 to 35, I think, at the boards, and every loose ball was theirs, and our lagging defensively, a lack of aggressiveness, was the big difference. I don't think that the change. Maybe Ibaka really helped them, but bottom line is that we played bad, and they played with a lot of emotion because they knew they had to win this game.